The power of neutral thinking. Do you remember the last time life caught you off guard? Perhaps you became emotional, reactive, or even judgmental. What if there was a way to navigate these situations with more clarity and less emotional baggage? Enter the concept of neutral thinking, a mindset free from biases and judgments. Imagine you're Russell Wilson, one of the NFL's top-tier players. Picture a crucial playoff game. The stakes are high, the pressure is mounting, and then suddenly, you throw multiple interceptions. The crowd gasps, and the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But instead of spiraling into negative self-talk or becoming paralyzed by fear, you reset. This reset doesn't mean you ignore the mistakes or brush them under the rug. Rather, you acknowledge them, and you understand that the past can't be changed. But the next move, the next pass, the next decision, that's entirely up to you. Russell embodies this art of neutral thinking. No matter the turbulence of the past season or personal challenges, he kept his eyes on the present moment, understanding that dwelling in the past or worrying about the future doesn't serve his current game. It's a mindset that acknowledges reality but doesn't let emotions dictate the course of action. Here's another example. Astronauts are masters of neutral thinking, too. Remember those famous words, "Houston, we've had a problem"? Well, on April 14th, 1970, the crew of Apollo 13 did have a problem. During the mission, an accident occurred in one of the service module's oxygen tanks, compromising the spacecraft's sources of power and oxygen. Stranded in space, facing dire circumstances, panic and despair could have easily taken over. But these astronauts, along with their ground control team, exemplified the art of how to stay calm and practice neutral thinking. They tackled one problem at a time, acknowledging the severity of the situation, but not letting emotions cloud their judgment. This mindset allowed them to ingeniously craft solutions on the fly, ultimately saving their lives and ensuring a triumphant return to Earth. So, how can you apply their wisdom to your daily life? First, understand that emotions aren't your enemies. They're signals, indicators of something deeper. Neutral thinking isn't about burying those emotions. It's about recognizing them and not letting them drive the car. To help yourself in these situations, pause and take 3 deep breaths before reacting. This simple act can help shift your perspective from emotional to neutral, allowing for clearer decision-making. Secondly, it's vital to remember that every moment offers a new choice. No, you can't change what happened 5 minutes ago, but you're in full control of the next 5 minutes. Whether you're gearing up for a big presentation, navigating personal relationships, or just deciding what to eat for dinner, taking a neutral stance can make the decision clearer and less fraught with unnecessary baggage. In essence, neutral thinking is your compass in the stormy seas of life. Embrace it, practice it, and watch as you navigate challenges with newfound clarity and purpose. How to make a detailed plan. Imagine the sheer determination and vision it takes for an athlete to bounce back from a devastating Super Bowl loss, or the grit required to play an entire rigorous NFL season. These aren't mere whimsical dreams. They stem from detailed plans, a powerful combination of mental conditioning, visualization, and of course, neutral thinking. Picture this: Russell Wilson, after that Super Bowl setback, didn't wallow in despair. Instead, he constructed a meticulous off-season plan, a roadmap to self-improvement, both mentally and physically. Or consider Fred Taylor. aspiring to play a full NFL season without injuries. He wasn't relying on hope or sheer willpower. He had a concrete plan in place. But life, as you know, is ever evolving. Just like a coach adjusting a game plan when facing unexpected defenses, our plans need flexibility. Consider the big goals you've set for yourself. While the destination is crucial, the journey is filled with small, actionable steps, each echoing your commitment. Take a moment to pinpoint 3 behaviors that can inch you closer to your aspirations. Instead of vague resolutions, let's make them tangible and present. Say, I run every morning, or I dedicate 30 minutes to reading before sleep. Your daily actions, much like a player's moves on the field, define your progress and help bring those dreams into the end zone of reality. Visualization is another potent tool. Remember Michael Johnson, the Olympic sprinter? His decision to don those gold shoes in the 1996 Olympic was more than a fashion statement. It was a symbol of his unwavering belief in victory, reinforced by repetitive visualization exercises that mentally prepped him for success on the track. Let this serve as a reminder that our minds often struggle to differentiate between vividly imagined scenarios and reality. This isn't about daydreaming, it's structured imagery. So next time you're preparing for a challenge, dedicate some quiet moments to picturing the steps, not just the outcome, leading you to success. Controlling your influences and environment. Every one of us is influenced by the world around us, whether we realize it or not. From the tunes that play through our headphones, to the daily news we consume, even down to the people we interact with. All of these contribute to our mindset and ultimately our performance in life. Imagine if you could take control of these influences, actively steering your mind away from negativity and toward a more neutral, focused state. Consider a practical experiment called the negativity diet. It's a simple but transformative concept. Instead of indulging in a barrage of pessimistic news or surrounding oneself with constant naysayers, one proactively limits these inputs, replacing them with neutral or positive ones. The results? A significant improvement in mindset and overall mental well-being. Now, let's zoom in on a more specific scenario to truly understand the profound impact of this. Imagine Sarah, a talented professional who feels bogged down by her high-pressure job and the constant noise from her social media. Overwhelmed, she decides to embark on a 2-week negativity diet. She cuts down on her news consumption, focusing only on essential updates, and replaces her playlist with uplifting or neutral tunes. She also makes a conscious effort to spend more time with supportive friends and less time on social media platforms that drain her energy. After just a fortnight, Sarah finds herself more focused, less anxious, and overall more productive in her job. She's effectively curated her environment, taking charge of the influences that shape her daily life. So, what can you take from all this? First, make a conscious decision about what you let into your mind. It might be as simple as changing your morning routine, swapping that habit of scrolling through negative news stories with a podcast that educates or inspires. Secondly, evaluate your circle. Are the people around you uplifting and supportive, or are they adding to the noise and chaos? Remember, you have the power to choose whom you spend your time with and what influences you allow in your space. In a world where pressures are real and sometimes intense, remember that these pressures can also be catalysts for growth. Take a lesson from those who have faced immense pressure in different situations, whether it be from unexpected job loss or an athlete under scrutiny on the world stage. These moments, though difficult, often push us to reach out, to take bold steps, to evolve. Steering into the pressure rather than away from it becomes a path to a greater version of ourselves. And on the other side of that pressure is triumph, a feeling so profound and rewarding that it's worth every ounce of effort. Role models and leadership. In moments of reflection, we often find ourselves turning to figures we've admired, whether in the realm of sports, education, or entertainment, or within the sanctity of our own homes. Role models, as central figures in our lives, illuminate the path to success with their actions and choices. Let's look again at Russell Wilson, the Super Bowl winning quarterback. While many may envision him as a powerhouse on the field, it was the behaviors and qualities of Derek Jeter, a figure he looked up to, that steered him. Wilson wasn't just inspired by celebrity figures, but was equally touched by the everyday heroics of his father, Harrison Wilson III. This two-sport star and accomplished lawyer was a beacon for Russell, exemplifying how figures close to us often cast the most influential shadows. Similarly, the author shares a poignant story about his father, Bob. Bob Moad wasn't just an educator, but also a fervent believer in the potency of attitude. Even amid skeptics, he held the torch high, emphasizing that our attitudes not only shape our perspective, but can profoundly affect outcomes. Bob Moad's journey transitioning from teaching to motivational speaking stands as a testament that authentic belief and positive thinking can indeed bring transformative shifts in individuals' lives. But role models don't just lead by explicit instruction. Their actions, often silent yet deliberate, set the stage for those watching. When Trevor was a teacher in Los Angeles, a student frequently greeted him smilingly, even though he wasn't part of one of his classes. Trevor always returned the greeting. One day, he received a letter in which the student thanked him wholeheartedly, saying that Trevor's simple hellos had meant the world to him. This reaffirms a pivotal point. Sometimes, the most profound impact we have is in the silent footprints of our actions, even when we're unaware of being observed. So, as you find yourself amid life's ebbs and flows, remember the invaluable lessons imprinted by those we look up to. Channel their wisdom, honor their legacy, and above all, recognize the profound power of choice. As you stand at life's crossroads, let your actions, driven by neutral thinking, carve the way. And in doing so, remember that the true essence of living neutral is to perceive life's events, both highs and lows, as steps in a continual journey, not an ending.